This is the Big O Show. 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 This is.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
This is the Big O Show.
There's many ways to support our program, from subscribing and liking the show to visiting our terrific sponsors. Another way is using Cash App. If you would like to donate to the show and help us grow, download Cash App and search Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. We appreciate your support as we continue to build the best sports show on the planet for South Florida sports fans. Support the Big O Show by using Cash App and donate to Cash Big O Show. Thank you for your incredibly loyal support.
This is the Big O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Alrighty, yes, sir. Bad morning. Can't say good morning, right? No, I can't say good morning today. I can say it's a bad morning. Unfortunately, it was terrible. I mean, this is, you turn 55 on Friday, right? I turn 55 on Friday. I asked the Dolphins for a stinking victory. I know my Marlins are headed for 90-something losses. They won on Sunday, but they still ended up with 95 losses. I don't expect Inter Miami to make the playoffs, right? I mean, and they lost to Portland 1-0. Kind of a gritty little battle for them, but they ended up falling short. I'm not surprised. So all I wanted was a Dolphins win this weekend. That's it. That's all I wanted. The Canes embarrassed me also on Thursday again. I just wanted a little relief here. I mean, I can't wait for the Heat and the Panther season to start because what the hell is going on here? The wheels have completely come off. Good morning. Hope everybody is doing well out there. Thank you for joining us. As always, appreciate it. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button as you join us, whether you're listening to the podcast, whether you're watching us on YouTube. Appreciate it, of course. Sean Stanley by my side, driving the program. So this is the first time now, and from here on out, God willing, everything goes well. Now it's a two-man show live every single day. So Sean is with us. So it's good. Still no phone calls because a lot of you keep asking, hey, when are you going to – I'm not adding any phones to the whole thing. It'll all be communication through texts. You got the text line, you got emails, you got Twitter, you got YouTube chat board. There's lots of ways. One of the things that I learned at Onside Radio when Sean and I were there, where the phone thing is that's kind of died out. I mean, it's died out in life. We don't call people as much. We kind of text is what we do nowadays. So it's kind of the same thing. So, no, there won't be any phones, but we are making progress every single day, every single week. And we were supposed to be at Hialeah Park today. That has been delayed for either a week or two. We're not sure. We'll find out this week whether we start next Monday or the Monday after. But one of these 2 Mondays, we will be starting at every Monday at Hialeah Park. And that'll be good because that way, we can actually plunge our guts out and enjoy some of the gaming there. And, that's a nice way to kind of get your mind off of some of the things that are going on. So appreciate all of you out there, as always, checking in with all of us and locking it in. Thank you all out there. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way, when we do post, when we go live, when Sean posts a new video, you're going to be able to get that notification on there. So please make sure you do that and hit that like button because that is absolutely important. All right, so let's get into the loss yesterday. And we talked a lot about it yesterday in the postgame show, of course, which I encourage you all to join us this Sunday at Sports Grill in Miami Lakes, starting off at 11 a.m., getting you ready for the Bucks and the Dolphins. And let's have some fun. Let's go out there. Let's eat some great wings, and let's pray for the best. But let's do it together. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it together. So join us over at Sports Grill. So we did a lot of talking about the game yesterday. And, I got an opportunity to sleep on it. And sometimes when you get to take a step back, you want to maybe realize where things are at, and maybe you want to focus a little bit more on other things, or maybe you start to see the picture a little differently, those kind of things. This is the way I'm going to approach what's going on right now with the Miami Dolphins. Flo, for me, is on the hot seat more than anybody in the franchise. And let me explain what's going on with the Dolphins that bothers me. And Flo has, at least in my eyes, you got to remember, no one complained about Flo for 2 years. Okay? We didn't complain the first year. The way it ended and everything was fantastic. We didn't complain the second year. 10-6, amazing year, all of that. So the wheels have come off completely here in 4 games. It's what we're talking about. We're talking about 4 games. We're not talking about this is season after season of failures and incompetence and all of that. So the first 2 years, we didn't see them commit all kinds of stupid mistakes that were burning them. We didn't see the penalties that were hurting them. We didn't see players underperforming and underachieving what they're supposed to do. Most of the time, we saw guys overachieving. Most of the time, we saw a team that was smart enough not to beat itself. You know, a lot of times we were talking about how Flo had characteristics of Shula-like in the first 2 years. But what cannot be denied is something is going wrong in the first month of the season. Offense isn't playing well. Flo's specialty is defense. Defense is not playing well at all. They never make stops when you really need them. They don't really play on a consistent basis. So for me, here's my problem with what's going on. Before we get to even personnel, before we get to Chris Greer, any of that stuff, I got to first see if you have the right people, because maybe players are underachieving because of the coaching staff. Maybe the team is underachieving because of the coaching staff. And this is where I'm interested to see where Flo takes this team now, because he's handled adversity pretty well the first 2 years. This year, he can't handle the adversity, but it's his own fault, right? I explained to you before on the show that young coaches, one of the hurdles that they have is trying to find the right coaching staff. And that is the problem, that one of the many problems that Flo has right now, is trying to find the right coaching staff. We all, as human beings, as teenagers and young adults, we have we have to cross this threshold in life, right? And some of us are luckier than others, trying to figure out what you want to be in life, right? It's the biggest hurdle ever for all of us, trying to figure out. And you got kids that are switching their majors every semester because they don't know what they want to be. This has been going on for decades. And all of us as human beings, we're all trying to find, where do I fit? What is my skill set? What am I going to be? Do I want to be a nurse or a doctor or a lawyer? Or do I want to be a teacher? Or do I want to be a car salesman? Or do I want to be, whatever? And we're all trying to figure out where we fit in life, right? You know what? I'm happy being the store manager of Walmart, which, should be one hell of a job. And you're happy there. You find your spot. You find your groove. Stella found her groove. She's back on track, right? Same thing. And part of the threshold for being a young coach when you're breaking in is trying to create the staff. Because without the right staff, you're not going to get it done. Part of what we talk about, the problems with the University of Miami, it's not just the coach. It's having the right staff. It's having great coordinators. It's having great recruiters. It's all kinds of things that you have to put together if you're the leader. If you lead a corporation, you're going to need the right sales managers so they can run all of your locations. And those managers are going to have to hire the right employees. These are the thresholds you have to cross in order to be successful. Right now, the threshold that Flo is having trouble crossing is quality coaching. Think about it. The offensive line coach is unproven, and the offensive line sucks. I'm not sure that it's the talent anymore. I'm not sure. And then when I look at Flo, I was writing these examples down. Jerome Baker, let me ask you something. That guy was a madman all over the place. Where is he? Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel was all over the place. Where is he? Myles Gaskin. You sold me all this bullshit that he's your number one guy and all this crap, and you're not using him. And I still think he's your best back, actually, after everything I've watched. The line sucked last year, and you used him. The line sucks this year. That's not an excuse. The defense overall, that's Flo's mark right there. That defense would get off the field on third downs. They don't get off the field anymore. That's on Flo too. Waddle. I mean, you're using Waddle on 3-yard routes. That's coaching, dude. Gesicki. Where the hell is he? You know, I was having this conversation with Omar yesterday. If he's not your best receiver, he's your second best receiver. Not effing tight end. I'm just saying overall, how's he not being used? Why do you wait to use Devontae Parker at the end of the game when you're out of it and you're just throwing downfield? Why aren't you using him during the game? That's coaching. I'm not convinced anymore. I'm not even going to start slamming all these players. I don't know if these players are being led by the right people. And that's what Flo needs to prove now. Flo needs to prove that the first 2 years were not an aberration. And it's hard to do it for 2 years to make it an aberration. Usually a coach has one good season and then can't follow it up because it was flukish. But you improve from one season to another. And now everything's gone awry. And I got to blame coaching. Yesterday, dude, you go for the 55-yard field goal. You don't play this field. You can't trust your defense. I can trust Jason Sanders more than anybody else on the team. So take the 3 points at that moment. I am really convinced right now that your biggest problem is coaching. I need to be convinced that you have the right coaches in place. Because it might be the coaches effing everything up. And at 2:00, you got to stop with this bullshit about the offensive coordinators. Because now you've got Feely, the former kicker, talking about Charlie Fry like he's the coordinator almost. And so does Trent Dilfer. And listen, Flo, the last thing you want to do now is also be called a liar. And you know what the dumbest thing, one of the dumbest things I've ever seen a coach do is Flo trying to create this like a big secret. Who gives a shit, dude? Who cares who calls the damn plays? Just say what the hell's going on. What kind of a secret is it? Why do you have to make it so secretive? That's how that you get to a point where it's just ridiculous. Just say it, Brian. Who is it? Is it Charlie Fry? Are you lying now? So if you're not lying, well then straighten out then straighten out Jay Feely and straighten out Trent Dilfer. Because both those guys are saying Charlie Fry's the offensive coordinator. And if he's not the offensive coordinator, then say what it is. But either way, you're calling a shitty game. Whether it's Charlie Fry, whether it's Studsville, whatever it is, but it goes back to flow. So flow, this all flows to Brian. Everything, every player that's underachieving, every scheme that doesn't work, every bad call by the offensive coordinator, every mistake by the defense, every yard that the defense gives up, every big play that the defense gives up, everything that goes on flows right to Brian. Right now, there is nobody, but absolutely nobody on the hot seat more than Brian Flores. And no one else. I first have to see that you're not effing up the talent that's there. I don't trust it now. That's where I'm going to now. Now I'm getting to the point with Flores and company that you now have to prove that you're back on track. You have to show me the discipline you showed me the first 2 years. You have to show me players improving like they have in the first 2 years. You have to show me that your coaches can be competent. And if you can't find competent coaches, Brian Flores, you can't be a head coach. I like Brian Flores, but what am I going to do now? I mean, watching what I saw yesterday, it just gets to a point where it's unacceptable. And then you stand there on the podium and, you can have the, hey, don't ask me, I know more than you attitude when things are working. But when it looks like it looks in the first month of the season, no, dude, you need to explain yourself, Lucy. I'm sorry. You gotta come clean. You gotta start talking. And if you don't, you gotta start walking. One of the two. But he gets an opportunity to fix this because he's shown us 2 terrific years where he was building something. This is 4 games. So I can't give up on the guy after 4 games. But I can say, yo, the heat is turned up now. Now you need to fix this and fix this right away. There's no more, oh, no, this will take 2 years, 3. No. By the end of this season, you need to fix this. Because I'm not convinced anymore that it's talent. I don't know if it's talent, and I don't know if it's coaching. But I do know this. Right now, the coaching for me is the biggest blunders that are going on. Because I can tell you about players that I'm wondering how are they using them and why they're not using them. I mean, you're going to tell me you can't throw it up to Devontae Parker in the first quarter so you can draw penalties? Like every week now, you wait till the end of the game to start drawing penalties downfield. What, now's when you figured it out? You got a big receiver, you can throw it down to him? And he actually can catch in traffic? And if he can't catch in traffic, he'll get fouled in traffic. So if there's a foul, there you go. I mean, seriously, dude, come on. There's got to be some kind of balls on this team right now to start changing some things up. And enough of this secretive crap for useless stuff like the offensive coordinator. You made it sound like, we're trying to, keep the private secrets of government military or something like that. Like you need the Enigma machine in order to hide the information that Flo has. I'm telling you, it's just, to me right now, that's where I'm at. Because when I start seeing underperforming players all over the place, it can't be the players. It can't be that many. Will Fuller is what Will Fuller is. That nobody's going to change. We all knew he was a sack of injuries. He's been a sack of injuries his entire career. We know he's a player and he can, burn defenses easily. But the one thing, that's why it's a one-year deal, you were hoping, okay, if he stays healthy, you'll get something. There he is. That I can't blame the coaches. But the lack of using Gesicki, I got to blame the coaches. Devontae Parker, I got to blame the coaches. Jerome Baker, I got to blame the coaches. Van Ginkel, I got to blame the coaches. The entire defense, I got to blame the coaches. Myles Gaskin, I got to blame the coaches. I'm sorry. I have to blame the coaches. It's too many things. And then when I look at your decisions, like the not going for the 55-yarder yesterday, got to blame the coaches. I'm sorry, but this is where I'm at right now. Before I get to the talent and the personnel department, I got to see what the coaches are doing. Because I see a lot of inept crap going on with Brian Flores right now. The stuff that I never saw in the first 2 years. And when he's standing there at the podium, I respect him for saying that it's not good enough, that it starts with me. It's my fault. He assumed all responsibility like every coach should assume responsibility. But this time he's not covering up for anybody. This, unlike his BS crap with the offensive coordinators, which is a secret that you don't need to keep because it doesn't really give you any kind of advantage whatsoever. In this case here, you're actually speaking the truth finally. And you're actually being honest with everybody. It's your fault, Brian. It's your fault. It's embarrassing to see what happened yesterday. I never thought, watching Brian Flores the first 2 years, that his teams would resemble anything like I've seen in the past, like Cam Cameron, and the late Tony Sperano and Adam Gase and all the buffoonery that we've seen in the past, right? I never thought that under Flores, watching him the first 2 years where he had control of his team, he had a great feel for his team, and there were still struggles with the offense, struggles with the offensive line coach. I get it. There were still some struggles, but he was still overcoming that stuff, and we understood it. But now you're in year 3, my brother, and you continue with the same problems. You can't fix the O-line coach. You can't get your offense right. Brissett has played way worse than Tua ever did. And he doesn't bench Brissett, but he benches Tua. Inconsistencies. More stuff I got to lay on the coach. And, yesterday, Alan Poupar made a great point, which, okay, it's easier to bench Tua because you're going to Fitz. And Fitz is better than, obviously, Brissett any day of the week and twice on Sundays. At least Fitz plays with balls. You know what I mean? This kid just plays so conservative and so scared that they don't start airing anything out to the end. And that's the other thing. Are the coaches calling something? And this guy's also, because he's been known to be Mr. Conservative throughout his career, and I'm talking about Brissett. So is he conservative also at the beginning of the game, and then at the end he has no choice? So he starts airing it out? I don't know. This is why I got to blame the coaches. I mean, I got to see now what Flo does from here on out. Do you know why, ladies and gentlemen? If Flo can fix these issues over the next, what do we have now? We have 13 games left, correct? If Flo can fix this over the next 13 games, then you've got the right coach. If Flo can't fix it over the next 13 and it goes the other way, then you have the wrong coach. But right now, I am more concerned about the coaching of this team than the talent or the talent evaluators. Because right now, there is nobody screwing things up more than the coaches. That's the bottom line. I don't know if Michael Dieter is getting the best coaching. I don't know if Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson are getting the proper leadership and coaching there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that anymore because I'm watching other players that are already proven, and I know they can play and make plays for you, and they're not. So to me, that's where I'm at right now. It's on the feet of Brian Flores now. Show me, dude. Show me. You're the problem. You can't find an offensive line coach. You can't fix your offense, and it's 3 straight years. No. I'm sorry. It's on you, man. It's on you. Your problems with the offensive line coaching has created a problem for the entire team because you got your quarterback in. And let me tell you, personnel had nothing to do with all those young offensive linemen. That's the coach saying, no, let's go, because he has say in personnel. All those New England players and Van Noy out, that's all Flores. That's all Flores. Let me tell you what a lot of you may not have thought of. Chris Greer may have a big decision to make at the end of the year. He may have to fire a coach and say, I hired the wrong one. That's what may have to happen. Okay? If this thing goes awry, I can't blame the talent because I'm not sure this talent has the right people around it. And you might be ruining a whole bunch of players is what might end up happening. You can't go and progress the first 2 years and then all of a sudden just completely regress and go ass backwards. And obvious decisions are being made in front of you, and they're made by the coaches, which shows me the problems are with the coaches and not the players. So to me, that's where I'm at. Coach Flo right now is on double secret probation. He's got to show me. I need to see improvement in this team, with the players, with the schemes. I'm not telling you everybody has to improve because that's not the case. There are going to be players that aren't good enough to be here, and that's fine. But when an entire team is underachieving, when they're underachieving on offense, on defense, and on special teams, I'm not going personnel. I'm not picking on the players, and I'm not picking on the front office. I'm picking on the people that are preparing those players every week, and they're failing to prepare those players. And I'm going after the coach that has failed to get an offensive coordinator and that has failed to find an offensive line coach. And it's the same bullshit every year. That's where I'm headed. That's who I'm looking at right now. As I said yesterday, I'm putting Brian Flores on a hot seat in top of the volcano in La Palma. Forgot the name of the damn volcano over in La Palma. But his chair is on top of that volcano. Show me, dude. Show me you deserve to have that job. Okay? Fix the damn problems. You got yourself in it. Get yourself out of this problem right away. That's how it goes for me. That's where I'm at right now. Omar Kelly will join us in a couple of minutes. Alex Diaz, thank you, sir. A little love on the super chat. He says, 100% on coaching. Kickoff out of bounds. One example, making these players out of position. Also, people need to start realizing that X is not the same Byron Jones has been your best corner. X has been getting burned. You know, I don't want to hear any more about the one strip and all that stuff. He's gotten burned plenty so far in the first 4 games. Caleb Rhymes, thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. Appreciate you. Let me see. Any other super chats come in? No. All right. And remember, Cash App or Venmo, Still the best way to make a donation at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Nico says, Big O, for many years, you said that while Tanny wasn't a franchise QB, he could take a beating and keep ticking. Now we have a QB that's better than Tanny, but very brittle, very frustrating. And it was the head coach that wanted to put all young guys there because he'll coach them up. That's all. So I blame the coach, man. I blame the coach. I'm worried, but realize that last year we had the same tendency to call a methodical offense until late in the game. Those are the situations that Fitzy was brought in, not to his fault at all. I'm not blaming the players anymore. I'm done. I'm not picking on the talent. I'm not picking on the players until the coaches show me that they are, that they're doing the right things and they're putting their players in the right positions to be successful, then I'll believe it. But for now, I just can't. Adam says, flew down from Indy to watch us lose to the Colts. Now I'm dreading to go back to Indiana. Embarrassing watching Jacoby complete more passes to the ground than to receivers. Yeah, Jacoby is just, he's so mediocre, dude. So mediocre. That was not a good signing. That we can lay on the front office. If that was his decision, well, you know what? Again, dude, New England. That might, you know what? I'm starting to think Flo effed up a lot of this stuff on personnel, and that's where Chris Greer may have to say, "Hey, Flo, I'll decide what the players are, not you." There's too much influence by Flo on personnel. Too much. Now that I think about it, that's not a Greer move. That's him saying, "Oh no, I know him from doing. No, I can win with him." That's him. All those New England, like Justin Coleman, like get the F out of here, bro. With Justin Coleman already. Flo, I'm telling you, Flo right now, that's the guy that I'm looking at. I'm severely disappointed with Flo. Really am. Get your shit together, Flo. That's what I would tell you. Get your shit together, because you look like an absolute disaster in the first 4 weeks. You look nothing like the coach I've watched the first 2 years. Nothing. You don't look in control. You look lost. You look like you don't know what the hell you're doing. Right? You look Cam Cameron-ish right now. That's bad. I mean, I've never seen anybody more lost than Cam Cameron. I've never seen anybody more out of touch than Cam Cameron. And right now, that's what Flo is looking like to me. Jay says, good morning, Orlando and Big O fans. Time to see Greer and Flores react under pressure and make whatever adjustments they need. Amen to that. Thomas Jensen says, good morning, Big O. Everyone, why is Flo coaching scared? 2 weeks in a row, he doesn't go for the field goal. Why did they sign Fields to a big contract? Make no sense. Again, not the front office. I'm going Flo getting the heat. All right, let's take a really quick break. When we come back, Omar Kelly joins us for the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Big O Radio Show is home for the hardcore Dolphins fan. That's why we give you Omar Kelly twice a week. Buckle up. It's time for the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show.
All right, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Like we surprised you or something. You just popped up. Your eyes were
my stat
I'm
book.
on.
Huh?
Your eyes are all popped up like, I'm on? Wait a minute,
Yeah.
hold on. Hey, that kind of stuff. Like you needed a little more time to get your makeup going and all that, so you can look perfect. How does Flo fix this? Because
starts with fixing your offensive line.
How?
So, my newest theory is I'm at the point, I told you I was giving Austin Jackson 3 games to prove he's a left tackle, right?
Yes.
And he's proven that he's not a left tackle. So I think I'm going Liam Eichenberg at left tackle, Robert Hunt at right tackle, Jesse Davis at right guard, and putting Austin Jackson at left guard, and that would be his new home, because I think Austin can give you a lot in run game. He's just can't handle the speed. People cross his face, and it's just a nightmare. And you're facing the best pass rushers in the NFL at left tackle. You are a nightmare probably about 6 to 8 plays a game. And those are the plays that's going to kill you.
Omar, when I look at a defense that overall is underachieving, get off the field on third downs, which they were exceptional at finding ways to get off the field last year. You're underusing Waddle, Gesicki. You wait to throw to Parker till the end of games, which you could be throwing him deep balls in the first quarter. What the hell's the difference, the first or the fourth quarter? Jerome Baker was all over the field last year, blitzing and stuff. You don't use him. Van Ginkel, Myles Gaskin I still believe is your best running back, and the line sucked last year, and you used them, and you're not using them now. I mean, I could just go on and on and on and talk about underperforming all over the place.
Yes.
I'm now more leaning on I don't know if it's the talent anymore.
Oh, it's the talent. It's without a doubt.
I'm leaning more on the coaching. I think they're failing them all over the place.
If you coach virtually this same roster to a 10-6 season last year, with even less and players with more development this year, that shows you can coach. I'm sorry. The talent, you knew this offensive line was an issue. You knew it in the offseason, you weakened it. You knew it in the draft, you made one addition. You knew it in training camp, you made 2 additions. You knew you couldn't get pass rushing pressure without blitzing. You added one player, Jalen Phillips, one player of substance. You removed other players. You knew that you could not stop the run. You added a player who could stop the run, waived him, then went right back to what you were doing last year, still can't stop the run. You knew that your running backs could not pass protect. You knew that they were small, itty-bitty, both of them, your top 2 running backs.
Right.
All you did was sign a veteran to a veteran minimum contract who could pass protect, and you said, okay, that's our fix. And now he's your starting back, a guy who's been a journeyman his entire career.
He's a jag, yeah.
You knew Mike Gesicki could not pass protect. You knew that when you drafted him.
Well, I don't care about that part. That doesn't.
Okay, I know. But now 4 years later, you're struggling. That's a coaching thing. I'm not going to put that on them. I still, from day one, said that pick should have been Dallas Goedert and not Mike Gesicki.
That's my guy.
And I stick with that still to this day, because now Mike Gesicki can't come on the field unless you're down by 14 points. And we've argued this back and forth.
Or maybe Mike Gesicki can't get on the field because you don't know how to coach. Because you can have a blocking tight end and Mike Gesicki on the field. It's not like, You know, if
no
you
matter,
really
no,
wanted to, you know, you can do it. You could find ways to put a playmaking tight end on the field. When you don't have a lot of playmakers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you hold on. Let me finish. Management wise, you knew you needed talent at wide receiver, so you draft one of the most injury-prone playmakers in the NFL. You sign one of the most injury-prone playmakers in the NFL, and now you're like, oh my God, he's got 2 injuries.
Oh, but that's why it's a 1-year deal. You kind of knew, but you knew that.
But you still, but
you knew he was a stack of injuries, anyways. I mean, you know,
that's still your solution. That was still your solution. There are tons of things that you could have done. There are tons of ways you could address your offensive line. Tons of ways you could address your playmaking position. Tons of ways you could address pass rushing. And you chose to make these decisions.
Yep.
And I'm not saying coaching is doing a good job. Flo says right now we suck. Job. Yeah. We're not doing a good enough job.
All right, so follow up to this. Do you got to get Flo out of the personnel department?
I don't know if he's in the personnel department.
What are you talking about, dude? Why do you think Justin Coleman's here? Why do you think Jacoby Brissett is here? Why do you think Van Noy is gone? All these kind of things. That's a Flo imprint. If you can't tell, right off every New England player that's here is here because of Flo. Every one of them. They're all here because of Flo. And it's definitely the coach who controls 53 that tells the personnel guy, you know what? We don't need that many veteran linemen. We'll coach up the young guys. There's no way the personnel guy's telling the coach, hey, I'm going to give you all these young guys. You'll coach them up.
What I hate about this point, and I wrote about it, like the Colts game was a pressure valve game. You needed to win it to release pressure. Now what's happening is the blame game. It's you. Right. It's not me. It's you. It's personnel. No, it's coaching. It's personnel.
No, it's coaching. It's coaching, and
it's both.
It's coaching, and definitely the head coach has got too much say in personnel.
I'm not going to say that because I know how the dynamics of things work, and ultimately, Chris Greer will tell you, I'm responsible for every player added to this team.
Yes.
Now I
deliver. That's why if I'm him, I'm taking a little bit more control of personnel.
But I deliver.
Ted Karras is here or gone. That's
Chris
Flo.
Greer says I deliver what my coaches want. That's what my job is. So I don't think you can change what you do if that's your job. But you gotta go. You know, there's a fine line and a balance right now because the number one crisis, like this is the fire in your house. Austin Jackson. While the executive probably wants Austin Jackson to continue to play left tackle, the coaches should look at it as he's wrecking everything. And we got to fix this. How do we fix this? They have to work in unison. There has to be a marriage there. I don't know what the solution is.
Yeah, but the thing is, there isn't a lineman that's excelling. So then,
but there's nobody doing as bad as Austin Jackson.
Okay, but my point is nobody's excelling. So the coaching isn't making much of a difference. So what you're seeing out of Robert Hunt is probably his talent coming through, not the coaching coming through, making him a better player. That's my problem with all of this. When I look at the overall picture, you're not making an impact anywhere. So then I can't say your coaching is making a difference somewhere. So I'm wondering if your coaching
has made a difference in the past. So why all of a sudden is not a factor?
No, it has not in the offensive line. It has not really made from day one. They've had problems with the offense or the offensive line.
Touche.
You know,
they didn't have a problem with the offense last year. Let's not do that. Let's.
Well, it depends on how you know. On what part of the offense you were running at that time.
Yeah, I mean, let's not do that. Let's not go there because Dolphin fans, like as I told you, I was writing yesterday. You owe Chan Gailey an apology. You do.
Yeah.
You do. You need to say sorry because I'm sorry. The guy delivered you the best offense this team has had since 1986, and you poo-pooed it. You thought it was garbage. Like now you know what garbage looks like. Now you know.
Yeah,
Now you know.
I think the whole Gailey thing was more the politics of he probably wasn't. He's at the end of his career. He's not here to develop a young guy and go through
the Gailey thing is he got to put up with this shit.
You're right. Yeah, he wanted to coach Fitz to make his life easy. You know what I mean? And I get it.
I don't know that. I think he was excited about coaching Tua. I think the relationship, he wasn't comfortable with Tua, his relationship with Tua, and that's another thing. I'm not necessarily certain how hard Tua wants to be coached, and we'll see when we come back. And I'm very uncomfortable with this perception that Tua's going to come in and be the savior that fixes everything. Like, he's not ready for that.
I don't think anybody would look. You can't look at him that way. Not with that line.
Everybody's looking at. Oh, in Jacksonville, it's going to get better. Oh,
he's better than he's certainly better than the guy that's playing now. That's for sure. I mean,
that I
can tell you. I'd rather have Tua playing than Jacoby Brissett.
I'm not going to poo-poo Jacoby I didn't think he did that well in the first couple of games that he played. I thought yesterday was probably one of the better games that he played from this standpoint. He was under a lot of pressure. He was running for his life just about every snap. And he was buying time and throwing to what was or resembled an open receiver. Yeah, he couldn't look downfield and look at this guy and look at that guy.
Well, wait a minute. Let's get Omar back.
Sorry, I don't know how to stop them from calling when I'm on the phone. But he was struggling with protection. Protection problem is the number one problem. And until you fix that, don't expect anything else to improve.
No, I know. That's why there's no way Tua can be a savior. He'll be better than this guy, but he's not going to be a savior because. And the other thing is, I'm not sure they're being coached up right now. I don't know what the hell is going on. You got Feely now saying the same crap that Trent Dilfer said, and I'm sure you guys.
Which is what? I didn't hear none of this.
Oh yeah, you got to go look up Jay Feely's comments, dude. He was ripping into the team and talking about how Charlie Fry is basically calling the plays and the other two guys are doing the game plan. He's like, okay, I'll use whatever I want to use or whatever, and which is not true. I think that he's just relaying, but again, this causes another problem out there for Flo.
Yeah, Dave Hyde wrote it in his column.
Got to stop with this secretive bullshit about the offensive coordinator. This doesn't create any kind of an advantage for him.
Collaborative effort. We don't know where to point the finger of blame, but I know where to point the finger of blame is Flo.
If Flo gets the finger and the blame, it's your offensive coordinators. It's your issue every effing year, bro. So whether it's the O-line or offensive coordinators, it's all on Flo. This is the hardest thing for a young coach is to figure out a staff.
Put together a quality staff.
And he can't, and he's a young coach trying to figure out a staff. And when you're not a proven coach, it's harder to get those kind of people to come to you. And if this year continues, you won't get a really good coach to come on board because they'll think you're on hot ice or whatever on the hot seat, and they're going to go, why am I going to go there for a year and then I got to move again? Hell no, that kind of stuff.
Fair. You got to rely on your relationships, and there's a coach in Alabama who would love to get back into the NFL, and you worked under him. Maybe he works under you. So I don't know. I don't have. What I feel is, and I'm going to write this eventually, Flo deserves grace.
Yes, he does.
Flo deserves grace. I'm not a fan of Flo. We not buddy. This isn't black protecting black. This is Flo deserves grace for what he has done.
That I agree. I've said
he deserves an opportunity to show he can fix this or he can't fix this.
That's right.
Now, on the flip side, this roster is hot shit. I'm not certain that I'm ready to say that Greer deserves grace. And Greer's the nicest man I've ever come across in the.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
All right, you're back.
So Greer I would love to say Greer deserves grace because he's the nicest man that I've ever come across in the NFL. I know he works hard. I know he's committed. But I'm looking at this roster, and I don't see anything that's good. There's nothing that's good. And I would love for you to tell me what's good.
I'm just not convinced. I'm afraid that you'll see some of these guys leave, and then they'll go play well somewhere else because they get better coaching.
I don't give a shit about that. And you could say
I do, because then it becomes a waste of time that you invested all these picks, and then they go play better somewhere else, and that sucks.
Who gives a shit? Like the whole 20.
Well, I do. I want the Dolphins to do well, dude. I give a
okay.
shit.
You want the Dolphins to do well? Go okay. Then advocate for the Dolphins to go get Aaron Rodgers because that fixes all your problems. Like
not behind this line ain't fixing anything.
Aaron Rodgers
has blown out his collarbone twice. Here comes number 3.
Please. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers would make this line look like it's the top 5 line in the NFL. Listen, tell me what's good on this unit. Tell me what's good on this team.
Right now, there's nothing you can talk about good right now, Omar.
No, I'm not talking about performance-wise.
The way they're looking.
I'm not talking about performance-wise. Tell me what should be good. Tell me what unit should be good.
Defense.
No. Not it. You were good on third downs and you were good at creating turnovers. You weren't good in anything else last year on defense.
Oh, I know that because why is that? Why is that? Because they weren't dominant. No, because they weren't dominant on the D line. That's why. If they were dominant on the D line, that would complete the puzzle to your.
I don't even like the linebackers.
But they have. No, they don't have a monster linebacker.
I don't like the D line. I don't like the linebackers. Xavier's really the only cornerback I like. Eric Rowe, Xavier and Eric Rowe, and everything else is just okay. Offensively,
I like what I see from Holland. Actually, I'm not ready.
I can't really.
Jalen Phillips is a talented kid. I can't give up on Jalen Phillips.
I'm not giving up on anybody. I'm not giving up on anybody. All I'm saying is, what is good? What is good? You've been here. You built this for 3 years, and you don't have anything that's good on your roster.
No. Right now, there's no phase of their team that is good.
I thought tight end was bad.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to be good within the first 2 years of a complete rebuild. But by this year, you should be busting through somewhere, and you're not busting through anything.
You lived off second year development last year from a lot of guys who took that next step.
Yeah.
This year you're not seeing that. Okay. Now, was it coaching then or is it coaching now?
That's what I would like to know. Why is it that certain guys aren't being used the way they were used before? And why aren't they having the same kind of seasons that they were playing before? Jerome Baker was all over the place. Do you see him blitzing as much?
I saw him blitz a couple times.
But not as much. He's not as active as he was last year. That's my point.
There were points.
Just like Sticky on the opposite side of the field, you're not using him. Just like Devontae Parker, you wait to the end of the game to use him. Man, you have the miracle of having Devontae Parker healthy for all 4 games, and you don't use him. What are you, out of your mind or something? I mean, you can play.
He's not healthy, by the way. But yeah, he's not healthy, by the way. But I hear what you're saying.
But he's on the field. He's on the field.
Devontae on the field. Hold on. Devontae on the field and Devontae healthy, 2 different things.
Do you see him not catching balls, Omar? Is he not catching balls?
No. He's healthy enough to play.
Is he not getting open? Okay,
he's not really getting open, but he still throw it anyway.
But that's my point. He's a big ass dude that you could just throw it up there and play out of you.
But they got to feel comfortable with it. They got to feel comfortable doing that. Tua did not, and that was a lecture that Fitzpatrick kept giving him, and clearly Brissett does not until the end of the game. So, hey.
And you know what? And you know why Brissett is here, right? Because of flow. That's why.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here.
Another New England guy.
I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to blame everything on flow. I would love to. I would love to.
No.
I would love to. He's a difficult person. He doesn't make friends. He makes enemies. I would love to sit here and blame everything on Flo, but I'm not. I can't. He has earned grace. He has earned our grace.
I have said the same thing, Omar. I have no problem with we're only complaining about Flo through 4 games, not 2 years. With no complaints the first 2 years. So I said he's earned the right to see if he can fix this.
Yeah.
But in the process, I'm laying it all on his feet right now. Just like I do with Manny Diaz. It's all on his feet right there. Why? Because, dude, you're the guy in charge of the whole franchise.
Yeah, but
you're the guy in charge of, you hired your offensive coordinators, you hired your offensive line coach. It's your defense struggling. I got to put it on you, dude. I got to put it. You're the one that chose not to go for a 55-yard field goal yesterday when you should have taken the damn points. You know, play what field position game, dude. You can't count on your defense.
I pin him at the 1. It doesn't get any better than that.
Jason Sanders is more reliable than anything you have on your team. You want something good? Jason Sanders.
Okay, hold on. Pause. And this is where I don't get into play calling and criticism of play calling. We did not watch Jason Sanders warm up. We did not know what his distance is kicking to the west side of the field. We do not know what the wind situation is. If they felt it wasn't the right choice to make, I'm not going to sit there and criticize it. It's
Apparently,
3 points. Even with those 3 points, you wouldn't have won.
Apparently, he was booting 60-yarders pregame.
Who says that?
I'm just saying.
Who said that? Who said that?
I'm just telling you. I heard.
No, I can't. I didn't watch it. I don't care. I don't care enough. Special teams. I don't give a shit.
Do you trust Joe Rose? Do you trust Joe Rose?
Joe Rose?
Yeah, you trust him?
Yeah.
So if Joe Rose says that he was hitting 60-yarders in the pregame, what do you think?
All right, he was hitting 60 yards in pregame.
Okay.
Like,
I'm just saying decisions that Flo has made is part of the reason why you're 1-3 and why the struggles are going on. And you're correct. I said I tweeted it out yesterday.
Hold on. Decisions that Greer has made is part of the reason you're 1-3 and why things that are going on are going on.
Yeah, but Greer's not coaching this team. Greer didn't hire the offensive coordinators. Greer didn't hire the offensive line coach.
So what is it? What is it? Is it the cook or is it the person who bought the groceries?
Well, right now I have to go with the cook first. And then you can get to the grocery part after I find out what goes on with the other cooks. And then we will see. You know what I'm saying? But I got to see if these cooks actually can do something. If they can't, then I have a problem with what's going on here. That's I'm taking it by stages. This is the first stage. Okay, now let's see what Flo can do. You made all these decisions. Now you've got to correct the issue. If he can't, then we're going to find out about the talent down the line. But for now, because of the inconsistencies, because I know there are players on this team that can play and they're not excelling, I got to lay it on the coach and the schemes right now. I can't blame it anywhere else at this point because you're the one with those guys every day. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, Mike Gesicki right now, second on the team in receptions, and he barely even plays.
He should be your leading receiver, and Devontae Parker should have more, especially early in a game. And I still think that you got to use Gaskin somehow or another, dude, especially at least as a wide receiver coming out of the backfield, man. He can help you out. I don't understand some of the things that are going on with this team right now. All right. Will Fuller, hand injury. Do you know anything? I know they don't tell you guys anything. But,
too early, but bro.
Yeah, done. History. Yeah. He's actually, and he's probably so pissed because he's the guy that needs the long-term contract. He's probably more pissed than anybody else that his body is failing him once again. It's got to be rough on his ass, but he's done. Dieter, dude, did you get the impression the way Flo was talking? And Flo doesn't give you much, But damn, the way he was talking about Dieter the other day, it kind of made it sound like this thing might even be longer than 3 weeks.
I can't. It's too early right now. You can't. With COVID, like if I was in the locker room, it'd be a lot easier. Like
Right.
with COVID, you just take what you got and you just make the most of it. It's like you can't even get close to anybody to start digging. Like everything you do is on a public format or in front of people. So it's like, hard to snoop around.
All right, I'll wrap it up with this. Are you making any changes on the offensive coordinator side?
We already don't know who's calling plays.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
That's true. We wouldn't even know if there was a change made.
We could be doing it's this your game, this is his game, this is his game rotation, and we don't even know.
That's
like
funny.
it's like who's calling plays? We don't know. It's like what's that? Is it Cisco and Eve? No, who's on first? Like,
Abbott and Costello.
Like we can play who's calling plays. Like who's on first? We don't know. Like
who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's
like
on third.
Everybody has a theory, and truth be told, the bottom line is Flo don't want you to know. Flo don't want you to know.
And I don't know why.
But I can say this. I ain't never seen Eric Studville's mouth move before the snap. So he ain't calling no plays. Like, you would have to like watch them the entire game to try to figure out who the hell is calling plays. And ain't nobody got time for that. I don't care. Like and this is partly why I understand why Flo is not telling you who's calling plays, because all you want is somebody to blame. Like that's all you want. That's all you want. You're not looking for somebody to praise. No, you're looking for somebody to blame. Well, blame everybody because everybody's involved. It's a what does Flo always say? It's a collaborative process.
Right. So it's a collaborative blame game.
You collaboratively suck. Like you collaboratively suck. And all of you collaboratively suck. Like somebody should like raise their hand and say, "Yeah, can I call plays this week? Can just me? Can let me try. Let me try." Like, bro, it sucks. All of it. It sucks. Like there's nothing you're doing good.
You're right. Can't argue with that.
There's nothing.
No, you're right. Follow him on Twitter.
Even when you put Jakeem Grant on the field for the end around.
Oh yeah,
I saw it before the ball's handing off. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
I'm surprised.
Who thought about this shit?
I'm surprised he's on the team by 4:00 today. After what I saw in the game, because dude, if you can't help on
it's Tuesday. And another thing, I'd be claiming other people's practice squad offensive linemen. Bring me two.
Yeah, you were doing year 8. In year 1, it worked sometimes. So what the hell?
Like, give me two. Give me two. Let me find a spot on the roster. Let me get two.
Yeah. You're right.
You right now, like you act like you got some good talent on your team. Where is it?
Again, maybe there is, and maybe what is it? Lampier. What's the name of the coach?
John Pierre.
He looks like a nice guy, but maybe he can't get it done either. Maybe he's not the answer.
I don't know. I don't know because technically,
if I saw 1 or 2 guys excelling and then the other guys are sucking,
Robert
I would tell you,
well.
okay,
Liam is not a problem. It's Austin. It's Austin.
I know, but remember, he also is facing the best athlete on the team.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. You fix your problem. You fix your problem. Maybe if you're not leaking as much from that spot, everything else will flow better.
Well, I kind of like your idea, poor kid, that they left guard, right tackle, and now left. But Eichenberg is naturally a left tackle, so he would probably breathe a sigh of relief.
And he would probably
be more motivated to lock that position down if you gave him the left tackle spot.
It's probably not ideal for Tua, but at this point, like, I'm sorry, Austin Jackson is not a left tackle.
Right. No, well, he's just not getting it done. So yeah.
There's no debating this anymore.
Although it wasn't Austin that got him injured. So
no, hey.
it was the right tackle that got him injured, not the left tackle. So
it's Jesse been a problem for the last 2 weeks.
It's been a problem all year.
Stop
all right.
it.
Omar, have fun at 2:00 with Mr. Secretive. We'll be watching. All right.
Yeah, listen. You know what's frustrating about that? He's worn us down to the point where I stop even trying. And that's not healthy.
Right. I get it. Yeah, but as this builds up, I hope it doesn't, but if it builds up, you'll have no choice. So, and he'll have no choice but to eventually address it, because it's going to get worse and worse and worse, and you just can't keep staying quiet because it makes you look pretty bad.
No, he's not staying quiet. He fell on the sword again, and he said it's coaching. And yeah, it is coaching. It's coaching right now. It's coaching. And his worst fear needs to be, can I lose this locker room? And it's a legit possibility. He needs to figure out, and this is what I haven't figured out. Did they need a kick in the ass, or did they need a hug?
I already told you that, yes. They need a kick in the ass. They need a kick in the ass. They need a kick in the ass. Yeah. They need a Don Shula kick in the ass, and then a look with that jaw.
Then you got to fire people this week.
Well, if you got to fire, then you got to fire. You got to rattle cages. Now, the coach better be, if you're going to fire somebody, make sure you're taking accountability for your own screw-ups too. So you can't Adam Gase this bullshit and fall on the sword publicly, but behind the scenes, you're mother effing everybody else and blaming everybody else. So you better, that's where he's got to be careful. But again, I mean, he's earned this right to try to get
people don't remember, but Gase was 1-4. Gase was struggling at the beginning of the 2016 season. I can even tell you what the record was because I just looked it up recently. He fired the 3 offensive linemen. From there, it birthed the unicorns and physical, forceful rushing attack. Gase was 1-4. Fired his offensive linemen, went on to win 6 straight.
Right.
Last year, Flores started this exact same record. Didn't really make that many drastic changes, but won 5 straight games. You got to get hot. And you gotta let that continue to build, and you got to clean up what you can clean up. But you're facing the Buccaneers. They didn't play well last night, and you gotta find a way to lick your wounds and get everybody better. To me, it starts with replacing Austin Jackson, and we work from there. So you're a first-round pick, but we already see you're not a left tackle. Sorry, you're not a left guard.
No, you gotta move him around. Yeah,
let's figure it out from there. Greg Little, you're here for a reason. If you want shot number 1 at it, prove that you're a good NFL player. If not, keep it moving. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out one way or the other. But you can't keep doing what you're doing and expect different results.
No, I'm with you there. There's no doubt about that. All right, follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly and catch him couple times a week here with the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. Have fun at 2. We'll talk to you on Friday.
All right, talk to you later.
You got it.
You've been listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with Omar Kelly. For additions, home remodeling, or custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDconstruction.com is the custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
Back, and we thank Omar Kelly for joining us here on the program. David Holt, thank you, sir. A little love on the super chat. He says, Big O, where's that hybrid stand-up D we used all last year on 3rd down? Flow seems to be going away from worked well. David, that's why I'm saying it's coaching. And I want to see how Flo handles this. This is a great test for him as a coach. We're going to find out. He has earned the right. We didn't complain about Flo for 2 years. The complaints are about 4 games. Okay, well, he's got 13 more now. Find a way, figure this out. But I'm with you. There's a lot of things that you look at from last year to this year, and you're like, well, it doesn't jive. It doesn't work. But this is why he deserves this opportunity. Folks, don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button while you're watching. It's very important. Adam Pink, sir, thank you. A little love on Venmo. Thank you. Whether it's Venmo or Cash App, Cash Big O Show is a way to make a donation on the program. Agent 21 cents. So you've got to have Flo go and be a great coach somewhere else to decide Greer sucks. Yeah, that makes sense. No, what we have to do is find out if Flo can coach and if he could get out of this mess. Because the underachieving Gesicki has nothing to do with Greer, has everything to do with Flo. The lack of usage of Devontae Parker at the beginning of a game has to do everything with Flo and nothing with Greer. Are we clear on this? Okay, Van Ginkel, Jerome Baker, they're not playing the way they played last year. Am I going to blame Greer for that, or am I going to blame Flo for that? I get it. Some of you already want to fire Flo and Greer, or just Flo, or just Greer. That's fine. I'm not at a point where I want to fire anybody. But I am putting the heat right now on Flo. That's the next stage here. And he's got to fix this. Look, if there are certain players that can't play, then of course it's eventually going to fall on Greer. Everybody knows that. But there's a lot of this stuff that's going on the personnel side that has to do with Flo also. Jacoby Brissett has everything to do with Flo. Everything. Former Patriot, was there with him. He knows him, just like Justin Coleman, just like Kyle Van Noy, just like Karras. Any of these guys that are former Patriots, they all came here because of Flo. Flo's the one that tells the GM, hey, I want him here. I know him. He'll fit my system. I know that. And it's up to him. If they're not performing, then it's his fault. You know him, right? You chose to bring Brissett here. The other guy brought Fitz. This guy brings Brissett. So you make your decision. Greer brings Fitz, and Flo brings Brissett. So maybe there's also a little bit of a problem with the coach. Maybe he has too much of a say in personnel. I have to first exercise everything before, and I get a lot of you out there. It's funny because you didn't say anything about Flo for 2 years or Greer, right? And then now all of a sudden this year, 4 games in, you want to dump everybody. So 4 games of adversity and you want to fire people. I can't do that. I can't do that. They've done a lot of progress in the first 2 years. I want to see if they can actually overcome this. These are the kind of things that you want to know if you got a coach or not. And he's the one that's made these mistakes. So he's the one that needs to get out of these mistakes. It's his defense that is underachieving. Mario Biovidis says, I agree. We need to give Flo a chance, but I think there should be a ban on hiring New England coaches. It was all Brady. They think they're all mini Belichick's getting rid of veterans. Pat in Nashville says, if the cook puts the wrong ingredients in the meal and everyone gets sick, it's definitely the cook. Fuller was a waste of money. Yeah, but there aren't a lot of number 1 receivers available, so it's not like you really had a chance to bring a number 1 wide receiver and a big-ass contract. I miss Dan Carpenter. Listen, Sanders is not the problem on this team. Studsville calls runs, Godsey pass, Fry gives QB the call. Yep. That's how it should work. That's how I understood it to work. But is Fry telling Trent Dilfer something different? Is Fry telling Feely something different? K-Jack says, clearly Studsville is not calling plays. We never run the ball 35 yards on Sunday. But last week they ran the ball. Miami FLA 305 says, Omar on point. Steve Rose says, right. The O coordinator setup is completely on flow and is ridiculous. He has personnel pool, makes enemies, not friends. He may be a smart defensive coordinator, but his head coaching is eh. Let's see. Irving Figueroa says, Lemuel Jean-Pierre thought Tristan Wirfs was going to be an all-pro right guard. Then he said he was proven wrong when Wirfs became an all-pro right tackle. These people are bad at evaluating players, let alone. That's why I'm wondering if some of these players aren't getting the proper leadership on the coaching side. I have to question it, right? I mean, I think it's fair to question it. Big O baloney when the general manager overrides the owner, Dan Marino, and the coach picks the wrong quarterback in the next year. You draft around that quarterback. What do you expect? Radically says the offensive line let go do great with new teams. Oh, you talk about the two linemen. Yes. That is evident that the offensive line coach is the problem, or Flo. Might be Flo that says, we don't need Ted Karras. Might be Flo that says we don't need Kyle Van Noy. Oh, we want Kyle Van Noy. Now we don't want Kyle Van Noy. Is that the coach? Big O, that 4th and 2 on the 48-yard line in the first quarter of game 2 against Buffalo changed everything. My brother, right now, we could point at a lot of things. We're just hurting as Dolphin fans because we're watching the team, a season that we all were hopeful of a winning season. They're playing right now like a team that would struggle to win 4 or 5 games. It sucks. Tuttle says something happened to the chemistry of the team. Did Flo lose the locker room, getting rid of guys like Fitzpatrick, Eric Flowers, Van Noy for no reason? Tuttle, I don't know. We're going to find out. That's why it sucks that this adversity hit. It sucks that they're 1-3. But the good thing about all of this, if I can, add some kind of a positive to all of this, is this is a great test for the coach. If he lost the locker room, then he's not going to get it back. And then you're going to find out that he's not the guy. But if he gets things back on track, then you've got your coach. And that's a really good thing. Because now when the crap hits the fan, he's going to respond. And that's incredibly important. So this is actually, in a way, considering it's year 3 of this rebuild, this is actually a good test to find out if Flo's the guy or not. Look, the first 2 years, there were no expectations. The first 2 years, you're the underdog. Nobody looks at you. The first year, nobody even thought you'd win many. I thought they wouldn't win a damn game. And they won 5. And they blew people away with that 5-4 finish and winning in New England. Great. Okay, that was cool. That was nice. 5 wins. All right, so maybe you guys will win 6, 7, maybe 8 games in a good year next year. In year 2, they go and win 10. So there were no expectations, and they were flirting with the playoffs. This year, expectations. It's a different monster now. Now it's no longer the cutesy surprise. Oh, wow, the team that looks kind of like an expansion team is surprising people with no talent and taking people off somebody else's practice squad and playing them that week. And, it was like a fun little thing. And it's great at the moment. But this year is different. This year is about now living up to expectations. And he has failed to live up to maybe their own expectations, your expectations, my expectations. Maybe we were also wrong and expecting too much from them already. But the bottom line is, he's not meeting the expectations. his own. Listen, forget the wins and losses. It's the stupid penalties. It's the ridiculous mistakes. It's the fact that you're inconsistent in everything that you do, offense, defense, special teams, you name it. So now you need to win everything back. You need to get the team back on track. This week they were talking about how their pride was hurt because they weren't doing things the right way and all that crap. And you thought maybe there was a little extra motivation to try to correct the issues on offense and stuff, and on their run defense, that they were unhappy with what they're allowing and all that. And then what happens? So if there was actually real remorse this week, supposedly, and the players actually really were pissed off, supposedly, and they really wanted to kind of redeem themselves, supposedly, didn't work. So I don't know. We're going to find out. I haven't seen this from Flo in 2 years. I saw a guy that had control of his locker room, had a great feel for his locker room. His players responded. He was tough. He took chances. He didn't coach scared. Yesterday when you don't go for that 55-yarder, you're coaching scared. Because, if you're such, you have this trust in your defense, play the field position, well, trust them in midfield too then. If you missed a field goal, then, hey, you hand them the ball, stop them. We're going to find out. We're going to find out what kind of a coach Flo is. This is just another kind of test. And eventually, if Flo can get through this, which I hope, God, I pray that Flo can get through this thing, and he has a really good team down the line a year or two from now, and then when he gets to the playoffs and he has to then play against another great coach and great team, that'll be the new test. Matching wits with somebody else at a playoff level and trying to get to the Super. All of these things are stages. And this is, look, the shit's going to hit the fan for every team in the NFL. Right? Belichick is, whatever you want to say, he's 1-3 and headed for another losing season. So he's coaching for his life right now. Not that he's going to get fired at the end of the year or whatever, but guess what? You don't think Robert Kraft's going, 2 losing seasons. Hey, Bill, we really need to turn things around already. We need to start winning. And season 3 will be a lot of pressure on Bill to start winning because even he could be led right out the door, just like Don Shula, just like Tom Landry. When they think you lost your fastball, you're out the door. So we're going to find out if Flo has a fastball, because we thought he was, a 5-tool prospect the first 2 years. Now, okay, the crap has hit the fan. Let's see how you do now. Just like Bill Belichick now. You have no Tom Brady anymore. You don't have the ultimate eraser. Let's see how you do now. Will Ortiz, thank you, sir. That is very kind of you on the super chat. Thank you. So hypothetically, if they somehow beat Tampa next week, do you think that the problem with this team is consistency? Well, first of all, Will, if they beat Tampa, I'm going to go absolutely nuts and out of my mind if they beat Tampa. Because, and it'll be frustrating, right? Like, how do you lose to these other teams and you go and beat Tampa? That would be, God, that would be absolutely nuts. But consistency is a problem already as it is, my brother. They are consistently inconsistent right now. That's why Flo's on the hot seat. That's why Flo's on the hot seat. Right there. So we're going to find out if they can get consistent. Okay? Would be really nice. Remember, just like Will, you can make a donation to the show. through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We'd prefer you go in that direction because we get the entire donation there. Whereas on YouTube, which we appreciate it with the super chat, but we only get 70%. YouTube takes away 30%. Thank you, Will. Appreciate it out there. Let's see. What else do we have here? Brash Bandit says Flores on the Colts. They were who they thought they were who we thought they were, and we left them off the hook. I agree. They did. R. Castell 6 says, I see teams hire ex-head coaches to their coaching staff and do well. Why isn't the Dolphins doing that? What happened to the head coach we hired and then left for being sick? Oh, he took a job somewhere else. But Caldwell, and he's not really a coach. He's just like a consultant, like. So it's not really a full-time coach. And you're talking about Jim Caldwell is the gentleman that you're talking about, sir. Man, that would have been a really good hire. That one hurt. That, when you think about it now, in hindsight, that set the team back when they lost Jim Caldwell to personal reasons. Bill ain't getting fired. Dude, they fired Shula and they fired Tom Landry. I mean, I'm not sure if maybe you're 22 years old, but if Bill Belichick doesn't make the playoffs this year, year 3 without Tom Brady will be a very important year for Bill Belichick. And if Bill Belichick doesn't make the playoffs again in year 3, you bet your ass that Robert Kraft will be on the brink of telling him, hey, Bill, I appreciate everything you did, but we need to go in another direction. Bet your life on that. You think that Robert Kraft is going to start just accepting one losing season after another? You think the fan base will turn on Belichick? The fan base will say, oh, crap, it was all Brady. The more Belichick loses, the more it ends up looking worse for him. So trust me, if he has a losing season in year 3 next year, watch that talk will start. And Kraft it'll start that, Robert Kraft may have to turn the corner and and look for the future and start to find another young coach and all that stuff. Trust me. It'll happen. Guaranteed, dude. The best of the best get fired. No, nobody will trade Joe Montana. Yeah, yes, they will. Yes, they will. Gretzky will retire an Oiler. No, he won't. That's the one thing that you underestimate in sports is they only use you until they can't. And once they can't use you anymore, you're gone. You're history. So if you think Bill Belichick can hang around in New England for the next 7-8 years losing seasons, that's impossible. That's not going to be tolerated whatsoever. I can guarantee you that. So watch, mark my words, save this show, film it if you want, whatever. If it happens next year again, because I'm pretty sure he'll have a losing season this year. But if he has another losing season next year because the quarterback doesn't grow to the point that they want or whatever, and it's 3 straight losing seasons and no playoffs, watch the rumblings begin. Let's see. It would be so Dolphins if we beat the Bucks. You're right. It is. That's something that our team would do. Yeah. Yeah. Not that they're going to win it, but yeah, you would look so crappy against crappy teams, and then you go and beat the world champions. Yeah, it would be just so crazy. Antonio Williams says, to me, Big O, Flores undoing this year was sticking with Jacoby Brissett too long, in my opinion. How about just bringing Jacoby Brissett? Yeah, no, Chris, bring me Jacoby Brissett. I know him. He's fine. He'll help us out. I can win with Jacoby Brissett. Oh, should the Canes go after Lane Kiffin? That's funny, dude. That's funny. Let's see. YouTube is criminal. LOL. Yeah, they are, bro. They're taking 30% from us. That's just wrong. If the Dolphins beat Tampa, it's because Flo knows Brady and the defense affects his play. Is our best player a leader? Steven Caprella says. I know the answer. Does anyone else? I wouldn't. Yeah, X. Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's like a leader by play. I don't think he's a rah type of guy. That's not who he is. He looks like a quiet guy. Doesn't really talk a lot. John Rouse is in the house. He says, "Oh, can I get a refund for my season tickets? 2 games left at halftime. Anybody want season tickets?" Man, I'm sorry, John, man. I'm sorry. I feel bad for all the Dolphin Nation. I told you, remember, I wanted to win badly for you guys. For those of you out there that are suffering, like, you're pulling hairs and stuff, it's because we deserve it, man, as a fan base. We've been waiting so long and patiently, and we love our team, and we watch them all the time, and we root them on, and yet there's the kind of garbage that goes on, and and the stuff that went on yesterday, you can't defend. And I've been patient with these guys. And I'm still showing some patience. I'm not as crazy as some of you out there that you want to fire them all. I'm not ready yet. The next stage now is I want to see how Flo handles this and whether he can or he can't. But the fact that he can't figure out his coaching staff, that's screwing him over big time. They need a real OC, Big O. Creative that can get the ball to the best playmakers we have. Most teams play bad with the backup QB. Amen, my brother. They definitely need a real OC. Wayne Cox says, the Colts told you who Jacoby Brissett is when they went for it on 4th down inside their own 30-yard line in the second quarter. No fear of giving Brissett the ball back. Wayne, dude, you're so right. You nailed it. There's no fear factor with Jacoby Brissett. And to me, the amazing part is how phony the guy is. Because he stands up in that podium declaring himself a starter and how good he is and the confidence and all that. And he plays small. He plays with no balls whatsoever. And then at the end of the game, when you're finally trailing, he starts heaving the ball downfield. And that's probably because the OCs are in his head going, we got to take shots. We got to take shots. And he's taking shots. Dude plays scared. He's always been a conservative player. Yep. Dougie Fresh says, oh, my wish equals Belichick has a losing season. We beat him in the last game of the season. He retires and Shula's record remains. Not bad. Paul Curry says, you won 10 games last year with that roster. Why did you cut half of them was the biggest problem? That's Flo. That's Flo. That's Flo. It's his players. He brought in Kyle Van Noy. He doesn't want Kyle Van Noy. He brought in Ted Karras. Doesn't want Ted Karras. So he's the guy that brought a lot of those players and then cut them. Oh, Canes need Mike Leach. Tuttle says, oh, is right. The fan base and media turned on Shula here and wanted Jimmy Johnson as the savior, and he was no savior. We're going to be special, Jimmy Johnson said. Michael Cody says, I'm coming down from Buffalo for the Houston game and then Thursday night football versus the Ravens. It's feeling like a mistake. Michael, you're in South Florida, bro. You're coming from Buffalo. How can that be a mistake, my man? Seriously. You're in South Florida, baby. whether the Dolphins win or lose, it's a great experience. You get to go to Hard Rock, which is a beautiful stadium. They do a great job at that stadium. You got South Florida, all kinds of places you can hang out. And then we also want you to come on down to Sports Grill after the game and hang out with us and have some delicious wings, my man. So we would love to meet you. And you can have some fun. Go to the Grove, go to Fort Lauderdale, little West Palm Beach, drive around, go down to the Keys. You're going to be here for a few days, my man. Come on. It's South Florida, Michael. You got a lot of things to do down here. So trust me, you'll be fine. Okay. Football or not, you're blessed to be able to take a trip and come to South Florida. Just be careful. That's all. Oh, Matt Collins should be getting Wilson snaps. Ohio John, dude, Flo decided Albert Wilson over Mac. It's all you need to know. That's another example of all the things that I can point at and go, Flo, what are you doing, bro? You're in control of the roster. Great point by you, sir. Way to go, Ohio John. Carlos Cigarro says, I also got suckered into buying season tickets this year. I also left early twice. Man, I am bamboozled. Not yet. Okay, maybe they turn it around, man. Big O, the Dolphins were so mad I started watching the Titanic on MTV. Like the movie, the Finns are also a sinking ship. Giovanni says, yesterday and versus Buffalo, I actually started walking to the exits to beat traffic home 3 minutes into the third quarter. Never did that before, but really wanted this team to turn it around. I'm with you, man. I am with you. I wish I could see this team turn it around and play better. And I mean, think about this. And I'm not asking for any of your sympathy or anything like that. But I've been doing this for 31 years. And for a majority of that, I've been doing Dolphin post-game shows and taking your phone calls and taking your texts and your faxes and your emails and your Twitter posts and now YouTube that we include and all that kind of stuff. And for most of that time, it's been about frustrating moments. And whether it's the end of the Shula run, whether it's watching Jimmy's players come up short in playoff games, whether it's watching that terrific defense that Jimmy did leave and they could not get the offense to complement them, and Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas and Pat Surtain and Tim Bowens and Pat and Sam Madison, guys like this that they should have celebrated a Dolphin championship. And then after that, it's gone completely awry. Most of the coaches that took over really were never any kind of threats. They never really took the team to any kind of stages that we would feel confident that they could be a Super Bowl contender or even a deep playoff run. Hell, they were fortunate enough to even sniff or get in the neighborhood of a playoff spot. So I've had to take these calls and I've had to take these texts and read all of this stuff for 30 years now. And it's rough, man. It's rough. I feel so bad for Dolphin Nation because Dolphin Nation deserves so much better. I hate when people pick on our fan base and they think we don't have a good fan base. We have a great fan base because of the misery that I've been a part of for 30 years here. I've communicated with Dolphin fans all over the world. And there are fans in London that are just as passionate as fans that are in Little Havana. And we have Dolphin fans in California that are just as passionate and love this team as much as anybody in West Palm Beach. And I've run into all kinds of fans, even fans that are in New York, in enemy territory, and they love this team. And that's where it hurts me the most, because I know what you guys go through as fans. And they say whatever they want about us. We're here the following year. and the following year after that. And we're not going anywhere. But damn, we're pissed. Damn, we're frustrated. We watch other teams and franchises come and go, and at least they figured it out for a short time and had some success, and maybe they took a step back. But man, at least that cycle was experienced. We don't ever get to experience that cycle. It's always a cycle of frustrations. It's always a cycle of depression. It just sucks. And you all deserve so much better. And fan bases like ours and like Detroit and Cincinnati and, certain fan bases that have just been beaten down decade after decade. And Detroit, it's been a lot longer than us. And Cleveland, it's been a lot longer than us. But we can relate. Because we want to see success and we want to have hope. And that's where we fail as a fan base. We never get that hope. Sucks. Please don't forget to smash the hell out of that like button, okay? Bip Bop 66. Greer picks players. Flores picks coaches. What came first, the chicken or the egg? It's a great question. I'm still trying to figure it out at 55. I'm not sure what came first. The problem with the Dolphins is no continuity. When you keep changing offensive coordinators and offensive linemen, this is what you get. Miami has 3 offensive coordinators under Coach Flores. So, like I explained, young coaches, they don't get their staff straightened out for a few years because they just have to make changes. It's really hard for somebody to take over and then they nailed it with their entire staff. It's hard. Usually you make changes. You have retirements, people leave, they get promoted, or they're not good enough for whatever reason, but you're always going to have changes. Big O, you know nothing about frustrations like Detroit fans. No, we know about frustrations. We just don't know about Lions frustrations. But we know frustrations. Big O, there are some internal stuff going on. There's no way this team can play so carefree and vanilla. Christopher Wilson says, I live in Rochester, next to Buffalo. I love the Dolphins, but man, I am disappointed how this team looks. And you should be. And you should be. Of course you should be disappointed. We're all entitled to be disappointed and frustrated. Nobody in the Dolphin organization can tell you you're a bad fan because you're pissed off or mad at the Dolphins because you demand better. Just watch Larry Zonka. Dolphin royalty is pissed off. We're all pissed. Sucks. I gave the entire Miami fan base the excuses to now just cry. There we go. You can all cry now, according to Darren Lee. You're allowed. Big O, does your gut tell you we will get better this season? Mine is in IR. Before yesterday, I was convinced that he'd figure it out. Now I'm starting to have the doubts that some of you already had. You know how some of you have given up on Flo, and some of you have given up on Greer already, and some of you have given up on both, and Tua. There's some of you just gave up on Tua, or just gave up on Flo, or just gave up on Greer. Some of you have given up on 2 of the 3. Some of you have given up on all 3. I haven't given up on any of them yet. But I will say, I'm where a lot of you are now, questioning what's going on And now the next stage is, okay, we got major problems now. I don't know if you can fix them. Prove it. We're going to find out. And we'll see over the next couple of weeks. I'm not going to measure next week. Although the effort we can measure. I expect a loss. But after that, things better start improving. Let's put it that way. Okay? That's what better happen. Let me see what happened here. By the way, Urban Meyer. Let me see here because we got some stuff coming in. Urban Meyer has apologized for being a distraction to the Jaguars following a viral video of him at a bar that circulated over the weekend. And let's see. You know what? I can actually pull up this clown on Twitter to see, because I don't know if you guys know about this story. Urban over the weekend was caught at a bar because after playing in Ohio the other night and losing, he actually stayed in Ohio and went to a bar and was there for a get together and just ridiculous stuff. And so he was there in a group, and then there's this blonde that's up against him. All right, smoking blonde up against him. And so that whole thing went viral. And he's got his hands between his legs and behind her, and he's got to be grabbing ass. He's got to be grabbing ass. I got to tell you something. I could tell you Urban Meyer's not married to a Cuban woman. I mean, I've got pictures with women, right? And because I've met some of the listeners over the years, and listeners will tell me, "Hey, let's take a picture," and I'm always glad to take a picture and break your camera or your phone, whatever it is. Yesterday that we had one of our listeners that was at Sports Grill, and we took a picture. And I do it all the time, and I've done it with a lot of our female listeners over the years. Now, I'm standing respectfully next to them, not behind them, not pressed up against them not pressed up against me. So it's not something that it can go viral or be questioned. It's just me with someone there, and it happens to be a female listener. That's it. I've done it a ton of times over the years. Not a big deal. Anybody that's in the public eye, and it's an honor if somebody wants me to take a picture with them. That's the way I look at it. I mean, who the hell am I? You know what I mean? So if you want to take a picture with me, great. But this picture, I'll try to pull that picture up for you guys so you can see it. But here's let's play a little Urban Meyer here. Let's get to Urban Liar here, and let me pull it up here for you, and you guys can check it out for yourselves. Okay, here we go. And let's play Urban Liar.
Yeah, I just apologize to the team and staff and for being a distraction. It's stupid. So I explained everything that happened and owned it, and just stupid. Should not have myself in that kind of position.
Did you fly back with the team, or did you stay in?
No, I stayed to see the grandkids, and we all went to dinner that night at the restaurant, and then there's a big group next to a restaurant, and they wanted me to come over and take pictures, and I did. They were trying to pull me out on the dance floor, screwing around, and I should have left.
How did the team react? Everybody's probably pretty reaction. How did they take your apology?
Well, I've always been so defensive of them. I remember when Trevor told me to go to Vegas for his bachelor party, and I was just, gosh, man, be careful and surround yourself, and because I've seen this happen, and so the team, I spoke to a bunch of leaders one-on-one, spoke to all the players. they're good. They were focused on Tennessee, and I apologize again for being a distraction. And coach should not be a distraction.
How about your family? Did you feel a need to apologize to your family?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, that's not me, and it's oh yeah, they were upset.
Have you talked to Shad Khan about it, and what was that conversation like?
I did talk to Shad, and very
Shad Khan?
supportive, and
Shad Khan?
Trent, I talked to him obviously at length. Right when I got that phone call that night, the next night. This is after.
So there you go. That's Urban Liar. This guy's such a piece of work, dude. I mean, seriously. What a piece of work. And I've got to see if I can show you the Urban Meyer and Blonde at Bar, and see if we can pull up that picture. It's it's an interesting pick here. Let me see. Well, this might be a better one actually. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Let me pull it up for you. Let me pull it up for you guys and the picture too. So this is Urban Liar, and he's with a woman at a bar. And here you go. And you can check out the pic for yourself. There you go. So look at his arm. It's in between his legs, and she's pressed up. And she's a smoke show right there. She's hot. What do you think that arm is doing? Huh? And what do you think she's doing all pressed up? I'm just saying. You guys are watching this on the chat board right now. I'm sorry for those of you that are podcasting, so you don't get to see it, but you may want to look up the picture. Just put Urban Meyer and Blonde at Bar, and it'll come up right away in the pictures on Google, and then you'll see it. But you notice how his arm is inside. You know what I mean? Because, if you were at least somewhat respectful, your arm would be outside of her, and maybe your hand would be on your thigh, right? And it's not. His arm is inside between his legs. I mean, what? There's no way he's married to a Cuban woman. I can only speak for my kind, okay? Because I'm married to a lovely Cuban woman. If I had a picture like that, I don't, dude, I think I'd sleep with steel underwears. Because there's no way I'd wake up with my nuts intact if I had a picture like that going viral. Seriously. I'm not, I can't speak for any other nationality because I'm not married to any nationality except one. And that's Cuban women ain't going to put up with that shit right there. Okay? Anybody that knows what I'm talking about can't speak, for any other nationality out there. But I got a feeling that a lot of us would be paying a serious price if we had a picture like that show up and go viral.
Here are some images of price if we had a picture like that show up and go viral from the web.
This bitch will go off on anything, man. Whatever. It's just that thing will just like nothing. It'll start like talking and sending stuff out, and it's like, man, I never told you to do anything. Siri, you're a bitch. Anyway, so just what an Urban Meyer story, dude. Like, and he knows. He's acting like, I shouldn't have been a distraction, this and that. He thinks he's, above the law. He thinks he's back in college where he can get away with all kinds of things. He doesn't realize where he's at now. I don't think he still gets it. That this guy won't last long in the NFL. He's not.
He's not cut out for this league. But I got to tell you, his wife, and she was like with the grandkids. He's at a bar rubbing up against a blonde who maybe even visited him later on in the evening. Like, I'm in room 702. Couple of hours later, little visit. You know what I'm saying? Two Extreme says, yep, a Cuban wife would make the Mexican cartel look soft. LOL. Lester Colebrook says, or a black woman. Oh, so the black woman also light your ass up. Huh? I know this, bro. I know my wife. She'll have none of that, bro. None of that. Okay. Big O, he is checking her temperature. Kyle Nick Anders says, feels so good to laugh. Big O, most men with high-profile jobs, their wives know that their husbands mess around. It's the nature of the beast. Mike, no, dude. No. No. Now, I get what you're saying. If you got like a gold-digging type of wife that she kind of married you anyways for your money and your fame and this and that, and, you're screwing around behind the scenes, and she's like, yeah, I don't care. As long as it doesn't come public, I don't really care, whatever. And if something happens publicly, whatever, you have a little discussion, you continue. And she loves her life and her money. So there are women like that. You are correct, okay? I'm just saying, if you actually love this woman that you married and she loves you and she's Cuban, okay? Because I'm only going to speak about my own. And she's Cuban, you are toast, Mike. Toast when you get home. Like, in fact, don't go home. That would be my suggestion if you're Cuban and you have a picture like that going viral. I'm just telling you, don't go home. Go straight to the lawyer, explain everything to him, and be prepared. Okay? And when you do go retrieve your stuff at your home, you might want to take a cop with you or something. I'm just telling you. Just telling you. Cuban woman, I just know because I'm married to one, bro. I've been married to one nearly 30 years. There's no explanation for that picture. None. Zero. I mean, if you're standing shoulder to shoulder and you're taking a picture and you're like, hey, whatever, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Even if you have your hand around her shoulder and you're like, hey, whatever, peace, number one, whatever, rock on. I don't care whatever sign you want to make or whatever. Fine. No, nobody should get mad at that, right? You're a famous person. The woman wanted to take a picture with you because you're a famous person, whatever. Fine, you take the picture. But when you're sitting in that position and you go look at more of those pictures, you look at his face, he's wasted. He's wasted. Come on, man. And you got the arm between your legs. I saw that arm and I'm like, oh my God. Wow. I get home, I'm losing that arm. Right? I mean, that's part of the conversation. The second you walk in, what the hell were you doing with your arm, huh? Meanwhile, she's got a machete in her hand. What were you doing with that arm? No, honey, I went, no. Just telling you, man. Some women ain't going to put up with that stuff, man. If you have a Cuban wife and you have a pick like that, best to leave the state ASAP, hire a bodyguard, because she's coming for you by all means necessary. Herman says, Big O, I was wondering, what would be the first word your wife would tell you, or she throws a kitchen item at you? Probably what the F would be the first couple of words. That would probably be the first couple of words. Because, see, the other thing is the women that have self-respect. Okay, I'm not talking about any gold diggers or any of that stuff. That's a world that I'm not even a part of, and I don't know anything about that. But real women, okay, and I'm talking about like a real mother, a real wife, the real custodian of your home. Okay, yeah, it's your castle, but it's really her territory. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about those of us that are married and we look at our wives slash the mother of our children, and we protect them at the highest, with everything. You know what I mean? We want to provide, because that's what we are as providers, as husbands and fathers. We want to provide for our wives and our kids. You know, wife, I get it, but I'm saying wives in general, for everybody, the best, right? And we care about them and all that, and we hold them to the highest pedestal and all that kind of stuff. Well, in turn, not only is she pissed about that, but then she's pissed even more about the embarrassment that you're putting her through and her family. And for those of you, again, see, I can't speak for all cultures, okay? But Cuban families are tight-knit families, okay? They really talk to each other a lot. And when a picture like that would come out, I can't imagine what's going to go on throughout your family. And then the mother, your wife, knows all the shit that you're going to be talking about her and your husband and all of that. And then you got to go to get-togethers and all that. And they're staring at your husband that's what is going on through her mind. So it's not only the fight with you, it's then everything else with everybody else in your family. And that you're going to have a sister, an aunt, a cousin, several of them that are going to say, how can you take that? They'll be brutally honest with your wife about it. Like, leave his ass. Like, did you cut off his nuts? All these kind of things. These are the conversations that then they have to have with everybody else. And then that woman has to stare at her mom and the dad and explain that picture. You have no idea the domino effect that comes with that picture. So that's why the rage of that woman is going to be something you don't want to face, dude. You don't want to face. Okay? I'm just saying, I know there's a bunch of you out there going, he's right, he's right, he's right. It's ugly, man. Really, you needed to see Urban in that position to know that he was flawed when he ran from Florida. I knew he was running to hide something. That's not my point, dude. I just called the guy Urban liar. That's not the point. I know what Urban is. I know what kind of scum of the earth he is. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that picture in context for the rest of us, or for some of us. I'm just saying, like, man, he's got a pretty, that wife can tolerate a lot, because I'm just telling you, that would create the kind of problem, at least for me, that my life is over. It's hell from here on out. It's done. Whatever years I have left, they're just going to be hell. If I stay with her, it'll be hell. And if I leave, obviously it's even worse. That's how I'm just saying. I just wanted to throw that out there. Let's see. Daniel Grafton says, Big O, that white girl ain't got no rhythm. Well, I don't know. Did you try her out in bed? Are you sure she ain't got no rhythm? Sometimes you only need rhythm in one area in life. You might not be a great dancer, but you might be a great prancer in bed. I don't know. You never know. Big O paints a picture. I'm just being honest. My wife is white and she would mess me up. Bone says, Big O, my wife is the same. Derek says, breaking news, Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger are all down. They are? Wow. Okay. Sad for them. Oh, Lordy. You guys are amazing out there. You know what? Let's take a really quick break here. We're at the top of the hour, and let's get back for hour number 3. Remember, you want to send in a text on the text line, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. The email, bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. That's bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Of course, Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show. If you want to make a donation, that's Cash Big O Show. You got the YouTube chat board. Sean Stanley driving the program. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more and get ready for hour number 3.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Dolphins to the Heat, well, you know what it means. Monday to Friday, lollipop blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Andy, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O, no one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CS, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
This is the Big O Show.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hour number 3 is on the air, and SHIB is up 27%. Damn. Market's very interesting right now. We have hit October, so now October, November, and December, usually the best months for crypto. So let's see what happens now. But SHIB, dude, that is already up 27%. That is crazy. So we talked a little bit about the Urban Liars story. We got the Raiders tonight. Raiders, by the way, Chargers are favored by 3 at home against the Raiders. The over and under is 51.5. It is Raiders plus 135, Chargers minus 160 in this game. And I got to tell you something. I like the over in this game at 51.5. I think that there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. Chargers have already proven that they can put up some points. Raiders have a pretty good pass rush, but they've got a good offense too. I like the over here in this one tonight of 51.5 with Raiders and Chargers. As for the line, I would not lay the 3 if I'm with the Chargers, or even take the 3 with the Raiders. This is one of those games that can go either way. I don't trust either team at this point.
Although I got to say, I'm really impressed with the Raiders. And I have not been a believer of John Gruden, and maybe they started off pretty well last year and then the wheels fell off. So I don't know. We'll see if they can maintain it, but I have to give the Raiders you got to give people props when they deserve it. And they're 3-0, man. And they've done a pretty impressive thing here to start off the season, but I'm going to go over 51.5. Now, yesterday, dude, I was terrible. 1-5 against the spread yesterday. We lost to Tennessee -6. They only won by 3. They lost by 3. The Jets defeated Tennessee 27-24. I had the under for the Cards-Rams game at 54.5. They ended up scoring 57 in a 37-20 win for the Cards. So lost that one. Took Denver +1 at home. Baltimore went in there, and I guess Lamar Jackson was a little healthier than what it looked like. So they won 23-7. Lost that one. Lost the over in Green Bay and Pittsburgh. They ended up scoring 44 points, and it was 45. They're good in Vegas sometimes. So we lost that one. And then we took Tampa -7, and they ended up eking it out yesterday, 19-17. And then we won the Dallas game, the only one we won, where we gave 4.5 for the Cowboys as they defeated the Panthers 36-28. We are a painful 11-17 against the spread right now. We are deep into the hole right now. So I am going with the Raiders tonight over 51.5. So all I can tell you is right now, you're probably better off going with the opposite of my picks. It's what you're better off doing right now, because that's the kind of feel that I've got going on. But we'll go over 51.5 as we try to climb out of a deep hole. We're in a deeper hole than Brian Flores is right now. Christopher Fusaro says, my wife is Cuban. Her whole family group chats from all over the world on WhatsApp, and the phone doesn't stop chirping no matter what time of the day or night it is. Yep, exactly. Can you imagine that picture and your whole family talking about it? Oh, my God. Richard Jacobs says, Dolphins spent millions on new facility next to stadium. They could have saved a lot of money practice in my backyard with the same results. They could, but, does everybody really fit in your backyard? Do you have that kind of a backyard, Richard? Because that's pretty impressive. If you got a backyard, everybody fits. Meyer is a very committed coach. Yeah, he is. He's committed to being a scumbag. Thomas Jensen, it's bad when the national media doesn't even talk about us anymore. Back to irrelevance. For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
This is the Big O Show.
There's many ways to support our program, from subscribing and liking the show to visiting our terrific sponsors. Another way is using Cash App. If you would like to donate to the show and help us grow, download Cash App and search Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. We appreciate your support as we continue to build the best sports show on the planet for South Florida sports fans. Support the Big O Show by using Cash App and donate to Cash Big O Show. Thank you for your incredibly loyal support.
This is the Big O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CS, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
This is the Big O Show.
There's many ways to support our program, from subscribing and liking the show to visiting our terrific sponsors. Another way is using Cash App. If you would like to donate to the show and help us grow, download Cash App and search Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. We appreciate your support as we continue to build the best sports show on the planet for South Florida sports fans. Support the Big O Show by using Cash App and donate to Cash Big O Show. Thank you for your incredibly loyal support.
This is the Big O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Dolphins to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Friday Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O, no one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com.